fellow bookworms to Tibra's Den. My name is Whitney, and I have another Throwback Thursday for you. I'm going to be talking about 4 different books today. They're all aimed for slightly younger children, not super young, probably anywhere from, I would say, 7 to 10-ish, 12 range. I know that's kind of a wide range. One of them, can go a little bit older. The other ones are a little bit more simplistic, but either way, really excited to talk about these. Of course, they are part of my horse obsession, slowly making our way through all those books. Before we jump into that, though, just a reminder, Book of the Month has resumed. We are reading Lady Boss by Jackie Collins right now. That one, it is 18 plus. It's a little bit more derogatory. There's a lot of language and such in there. But if you're interested in participating in that, it is never too late. You can find the breakdown down below. You just read the chapter sets, and then I do discussion videos every Monday. We also have a weekly read every Wednesday. Our series Saturday should be resuming shortly, and I am working my way through the ABC Author Challenge books and the 25 Days of Bookmas books. So if you haven't already, please give this video a like. It really does help. And also subscribe and hit the bell notification. Now let's go ahead and get into these books. So I'm kind of going to start with how I read them. So the first one I read is called A Pony Promise by Lois Zamansky, I want to say. And very, very short, very simple. I think there's like 70 pages. Yeah, exactly 70 pages. So, not a very long read at all. And yeah, I think this one I really, really liked. Even though it's really short and it's really simple, obviously it's aimed, for younger children. This one I would probably put closer to like between 7 and 10. The main character's 9 years old in this. But I really like this one. The main character is adopted, and so she's kind of struggling with that. And she has this farm that's not very far from her, and she always goes and visits the horses. So, of course, she's upset. She goes and visits the horses. Her brother spilled the beans on her because he didn't want to take her to the park with him. And so he spills the beans. She goes and visits the horses and meets the owner of the property, and he knows her mom, and is like, she liked horses, too, and would help me out. So she ends up going to help him out. And even though she talks to her mom and such, she's still kind of struggling with her identity. Well, there's 2 horses, and one of them ends up rejecting her foal. They both have foals around the same time. One of them rejects her foal, and the other horse adopts it along with her foal. And so it kind of helps her come to terms with her adoption and how, sometimes a mommy can't take care of the baby, and the good ones, the good mommies will, you know, step in. And so it just helps her kind of accept that even though her real mom couldn't take care of her, she has a wonderful, loving mom, and so does this new foal. So, like I said, really, really short, sweet, to the point, but I think it has a good message, and I think it is really enjoyable as well. And of course, it has some pictures, which I always love. I love the style as well of illustrations. Um, I really, really enjoy that. So, and she also makes a friend because she doesn't really have any friends to talk to, so she makes a friend and everything like that. So, pretty enjoyable. The next one is called A Pony for Keeps. This one is by Jan Betancourt. I'm not really sure how to pronounce her last name there. This is a Pony Pals book. This is actually number 2 in the series. Around the same age range, I would say probably anywhere from 7, 8 upwards to 10, 11. But in this one, she is leasing this pony Acorn. She really struggles with school, and her parents tell her that they're gonna have to give the pony back if she doesn't improve her grades. Um, we learn in this book that she's actually dyslexic. And so I really like that um, premise. Like, it's not that she's stupid or anything like that. And she has a couple friends who do really well and everything. And there's also this mysterious woman that they all think is like the town witch and such. And she lives in this big old house by herself. And she actually ends up meeting her because she gets upset because they're gonna give Acorn, is the pony's name. They're gonna give Acorn back, and so she's all upset, and so she ends up skipping school, which doesn't help the situation, and going off and riding on this woman's estate because she has like jumps and such. And kind of this kid kind of has an attitude problem, but I really like the premise that, just because she was struggling in school, it didn't mean she wasn't trying hard enough, or anything like that. There was a reason for it and she just needed help. And so in the end, of course, it all works out. She does end up buying the pony. Her parents buy the pony for her, but it's kind of a rush because there's other people that are interested in buying him. And so the stable owner wants to know, like, is she gonna buy him or what's the deal? And the pony ends up getting sent back, but it all works out in the end. So another one that has a really good premise. It is also pretty short. I think this one's a little bit longer. It took me a little bit longer to read. This one, yeah, is 90 pages. So, but yeah, just an enjoyable little short story. The owner, I like this. They all have little notes in them, but this one, or the author rather, not the owner, the author, she says, I like reading and writing about ponies as much as I do riding, which proves to me that you don't have to ride a pony to love them, and you certainly don't need a pony to be a pony pal. So, just really, really cute book. I probably enjoyed A Pony Promise a little bit better, and I forgot to mention this one ties into Misty of Chincoteague. It's Stormy, who's Misty's baby, and then she has Wendy, and it's based on, the real horses. She mentioned that, the characters are kind of fictional, but she based everything else on the real horses. So I thought that was pretty fun. So that's those two. The next one, I didn't really like the character in this one, but still pretty enjoyable. So this is Pony Camp by Susan Saunders, and in this one, Jessie is the main character, and she wants a horse. She knows everything about horses. She's read all about them, and her parents just can't afford a horse, and they're like, we have no place to keep it, and yada yada yada. So they end up sending her to camp for the summer, 8 weeks. She gets to go to camp. She gets to ride horses, and her best friend goes to camp with her, even though her best friend's not really big into horses. And the whole time, she thinks she knows it all because she's read all these books. And so she kind of has an attitude about her, and she's not happy with the horse she got. She wanted a big black horse, or a white horse would do, and she got an Appaloosa horse, which of course, is spots everywhere. And so she's just kind of disappointed, and she blames everything on the horse. So the whole time she just kind of has this know-it-all attitude, and she doesn't think she's doing anything wrong. It's all the horse, and so she's kind of having to work her way through that. And she's very judgmental. Like, there's four of them that are all paired under one, like, instructor, I guess. And she's kind of judgmental of the one boy. He's a little bit overweight. He likes to snack a lot. He has his haircut's not perfect. And so she's kind of mean, and she kind of giggles with her friend. They call themselves the dream team because in school they're really good at sports and they always do really well together. And then the fourth member of their group is a girl that goes to school with them who doesn't like sports, and so they think she's all prissy and yada yada yada. So anyway, she's learning, to accept, this girl, realizing there's more to her. It's not that she's prissy, it's that she's not good at sports, and she's embarrassed by that. Where, with the horses, she's really a natural at it, and so she doesn't mind the dirt or anything like that. And there's these other two mean characters, a brother and a sister, who pick on both Maxine, who's a girl that's not good at sports, and the boy in their group. And so she ends up kind of becoming friends with both Maxine and the boy and realizing, how mean. And at one point, she's like, I was thinking it too, but I didn't say it, when she first meets this boy who's mean. Um, and is bullying the other boy. She's like, I was thinking that too, but I didn't say it. I'm well, yeah, but you're still thinking it. So just kind of her attitude. I didn't really like Jessie, but in the end, she does accept her horse. And like I said, she ends up being friends with the other two, even though she was kind of judgmental in the first place. But I didn't like it. Like, I didn't like her attitude in general. But then in the end, when she accepts her horse, it's only because she sees him jumping and she's like, oh wow, like he really is amazing. So yeah, she got the attitude adjustment, but at the same time, it's like only because she saw him jumping, not just because she accepted that she didn't know what she was doing. When she realizes that once she sees that, oh, he can do this stuff. But yeah, just her attitude, didn't really like it. But again, there's a good message there not to judge people or animals based on how they look, and really, not to judge them on the surface. There's more to people and more to animals than what you just see. So, still a good message. Again, around the same age range as the other ones. So, the last one is a popular children's series. This is the only one I kept. I know I had others, but this one is the only one I kept. And that is the Boxcar Children. And I kept the Mystery Horse. And this one is by Gertrude Chandler Warren. And so in this one, of course, you have the four children. You have Henry, Jesse, Violet, and Benny, which I haven't read this one since I was a kid. I think I've revisited the other ones a couple times, but I haven't read this one at all since I was a kid. So, I had to get reintroduced to the characters. But you have the four kids, and their grandpa sends them to a farm for the summer. And I don't know for the whole summer, but, for like a little vacation. And so they go to this farm and they're working, and there's this horse that's being mysteriously like locked up and kept. And so they're having to solve the mystery of who this horse is and why he's being locked up. There's a couple of different shady characters, some other guys that are trying to steal the horse, and so they're just trying to have to solve this mystery. This one I say is a little bit older, but even I think you could read it, younger as well. It's just compared to the other ones, this one's definitely more developed. Like it's very well developed. Like it's a fully developed story. Even though it's aimed for kids and it is shorter, it's fully developed, which I absolutely loved. I think even reading it as an adult, like all the elements are there, so it's still very, very enjoyable. Where like some of the others are obviously strictly for kids. So I absolutely love this. I think there's good lessons about kindness and befriending, other children and such. At one point, there's a young girl who's scared of horses and kind of shy, and she's all alone, and so they befriend her. Like they're very kind, and I like the mystery aspect. Like it's definitely mysteries for children, and I absolutely love this one, even as an adult. I think if I complete my goals this year, all the goals that I have planned for this year, I want to try to get the complete set of the Boxcar Children. I kind of wish I kept the other ones. Like I'm kicking myself that I got rid of them because I absolutely enjoyed rereading this one, and I want more. So my plan is if I complete my goals this year, next year I want to get. Excuse the dogs. She's been barking nonstop. And so anyway, I want to get the whole set and reread the whole set. I think even as an adult, I would enjoy having these on my shelves and reading them. So that's my plan. Another incentive to complete my goals. But that is the 4 books that we read this week for Throwback Thursday. Really good, like I said, for younger readers, especially if they are horse crazy, boxcar children in general. Just for younger readers, I think this is a great series, very, very well developed. But the other ones, very enjoyable. Misty of Chincoteague fans, definitely a good one for them to pick up, especially younger fans. A good way to introduce them into that kind of community, I guess. Really, really enjoyable. I did like the Pony Pals. Um, this one I would say is very similar to like the Saddle Club, probably the same age group as I think is Ponytails that go along with the Saddle Club. But yeah, I thought this was a really good one. Pony Camp, kind of could take it or leave it. I really didn't like her attitude, but there was still a good lesson to learn in there. And then, of course, this one was my favorite. So I think that's it for today. Let me know if you read any of these books as a child, if you were a Boxcar Children fan. Absolutely love the Boxcar Children. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.